Alright, now that we have our flashlight, let us head up to the servants' corridor and get into the library. As I said before, as I said in my previous part, I have a really weird feeling. Like the bus that I last looked at said that she needs to brush up on her family's history. I have a really weird feeling that she's gonna find out that the Croft family may or may not been a, or may have been a part of Trinity initially, and they disbanded or disassociated themselves from Trinity. Trinity decided, okay, you want this us? We can't kill you outright because probably all the contributions the Croft family may have provided them, which is probably why they haven't chosen to kill her yet. They would have went after Constantine if he had done it, and said like, how dare you kill this person who actually has been helping you find what you've been looking for. So, yeah, that might be an interesting plot point in the next Tomb Raider game. We find out that revelation. I really hope I didn't spoil the game for myself, because that would really suck. Let's hope I'm wrong. Ooh.
Amelia, the news has reached Mother. She knows that you broke off your engagement with the Earl of Farringdon. She is beside herself with worry. But, for the moment, she's controlling the narrative. As far as anyone knows, you're just having innocent second thoughts. But the moment your affair with Lord Croft goes public, it will be too late. Our name will be as ruined as this man you've chosen to bed. Don't you see that you're being selfish, Amelia? Please, consider your family. You're a de Mornay. Everything you do has a greater effect on us all. I'm coming down to London soon. Don't do anything rash until we have a chance to talk.
The more I read about this uncle of hers, the more I just realize how much of a self-absorbed individual he is. Because of the fact that, simply put, he had to... Oh,
Falling
yeah.
apart. Maybe I should just let my uncle have this place.
No, 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 you shouldn't let her have this place. Okay, there's a door here, there's that here. Alright, it keeps going. I'm gonna keep going down there.
They say a good test of a relationship is how well you travel together. Well, I'd say Amelia and I have passed that test with flying colors. Indeed, these last few months in Egypt have been nothing short of extraordinary. She and Roth get on like old uni chums. In fact, the two have spent more than a few nights drinking and playing cards into the wee hours. Despite her decidedly proper upbringing, Amelia's taken to roughing it more than I ever have. She fits in and connects with the local populace with such amazing empathy. Because of her, I've had a bit of an unexpected breakthrough in my research. She managed to convince an artifact dealer in Old Town to sell me a magnificent and quite unusual Tibetan scroll. From what I can tell, it seems to contain details surrounding an immortality ritual of some sort. I think it's time for me to take the next step with Amelia. In fact, I don't think I can wait any longer. I will ask for her hand tomorrow, in the bright Egyptian sun, amidst the dust and ruins.
Oh, Lord Croft, such a romantic. It's like, no, I'm not gonna wait to go back to England. I'm gonna ask her to marry her in a very romantic setting and a place where we basically will both find it perfect. The bright Egyptian sun amidst dust and ruins. I'm going to go on one knee and ask you to marry me. Oh, that is actually very romantic, actually.
I'm not surprised he asked her to marry him as soon as he got the idea.
Alright, so we have... Either we can go through this door. I don't think we can go through this door. Hold on, I'm gonna try. I think it'll probably just tell me I need the master... Yep, master key. Need the master key. Missing gear. Oh, it's gonna be so weird going through this area when I get the master key later. I think that this is once a... Ooh.
Amelia, I know we have had our differences in recent years. I've tried my best to keep an open mind about your relationship with Richard, but I just can't let you go on this ill-conceived expedition without saying my piece. You say Richard's theories have merit. You say that he may have actually stumbled upon some mythic, unknown truth, but I have seen nothing to support such claims. And while your word may have been enough in times past, I cannot let you squander away what remains of your name and reputation, and that of our family, truth be told, on some damned foolish crusade. I intend to go to Richard's investors and let them know exactly how he's spending their money, but I want to give you a chance to put a stop to this yourself. Please, don't go to Tibet. If not for me, at least for Lara.
Okay. Yeah, he has no idea, like, the fact, like, when when he went to Yamatai...
Still just as creepy as I remember.
Mysterious wine cellar. Oh.
My lord, I hope this missive finds you on a successful expedition and in good health. Before I bore you with estate affairs, I wanted to let you know that our little angel has been into some mischief. As always, I indulged her in our usual game of chess. Over the course of the game, she broached the subject of her mother. She's having trouble remembering her now, and wanted to enter her ladyship's atelier, which you sealed off, to play on her mother's piano. It enraged her when she wasn't allowed to go in, of course. For someone so young, she has such strong emotions. Later in the day, she set a trap for me in the walk-in freezer, of all places. Before I knew what was happening, I found myself locked inside. Mrs. Sheffield discovered me an hour later, shivering and somewhat peeved. It took us an additional hour to find Lara in the grounds. I know all her hiding places, of course, but this time she really did not want to be found. Call it years of observation, but I can tell when she's out of sorts. My lord, if I may be so bold, she misses you fiercely. She is lonely for her father. Please consider a call as soon as you are able.
Poor Winston. I remember being so angry. He was always so patient with me.
She's like the Alfred to... She's like the Alfred to her Bruce Wayne. Alfred the...
King to Queen 1. I'm going to win this time, Winston.
Clever girl. But you should know by now, winning isn't everything. Queen to King's Bishop 6. Check.
Easy for you to say. You always win. Knight takes queen.
What I mean to say is try to enjoy the journey, Lara. Don't rush to victory. Bishop to King 7.
I know, Winston. I just want... Oh no! I didn't even see that!
You should also know by now, I'm not to be trifled with on this board, young lady. Mate.
Oh, I am going to win. Someday.
I would play chess with our old butler Winston on this board. Never could beat him. I always chose white. Maybe if I let him go first once in a while, I might have won.
Like, look at all these manuscripts that I'm finding. This is interesting.
I'm at a crossroads now. Good lord, that's such a cliche. But there's truth in it. Two roads before me. Both present joy and compromise. A life with Richard, adventure, intellectual pursuit, perhaps a new family. But also a man obsessed with something I cannot understand. Or a life of obligation, upholding the de Mornay name, embracing our traditions, not losing the family that raised me. Oh, this really is a rubbish choice. I don't want to lose them. But I love the life I've started to build with Richard. He comes with his own difficulties, but I can accept them. Will it be enough?
Like, almost like a classic tale of, like, being torn between families. Is either you go with the family you're with, or you go with the family... Stay with the family you're with, or you go with the family you want to create. In her case, she wanted to create a family with Richard. But the thing was, oh, right, puzzle. Ah. And more reading.
Everything is almost ready for Mistress Lara's birthday expedition surprise. It's been a bit of an all-hands-on-deck effort organizing the affair and keeping it secret. She's obsessed with Egypt, memorizing hieroglyphs and ancient Egyptian districts, so she'll be delighted with what Lord Croft has come up with. This will be good for her. She's been acting up of late, but I know she's just craving more of her father's attention. He's been so buried in his research. It'll be a nice moment for the two of them to reconnect. And I do believe he needs it as much as she does.
Alright, make sure I didn't miss anything. I don't want to miss any clues. This is one of those plays I really don't want to miss any clues. And I fear I may have missed a clue or two, but I'll probably retrace my steps when I get down here. Oh. Ooh, what's this?
Dad loved a good bottle of wine. I can still smell his favorite Bordeaux.
Oh, I would keep the glass too. Like, look at that bottle. That took work. Alright.
Dad, this is it! The basement of despair!
Indeed, Lara. Muster your courage, for this is the only path to the Library of Infinite Knowledge.
Look there! See the string?
An ancient Egyptian tripwire. The Keepers of Knowledge want none to disturb their treasures. We must tread carefully.
Let me lead. I know how to spot all the traps.
I'm sure you do, my darling. Lead on.
Oh, there's something I'm gonna have to sneak around to get to. Yep. There's a way to get to it. I just have to figure out a way. Oh, hang in there. Alright, I'm gonna go up this way. Maybe I'll find something interesting over here. Nope, dead end. Alright, let's keep going. Left or right? I'm gonna go left.
One of the wire traps Winston made for my birthday expedition. Winston used my hair ribbons to make this. He and Dad put a lot of work into this birthday surprise. Water damage from the main hall above. My stuffed bear. I couldn't have a tomb without a mummy.
Okay, that's cute. But I can imagine this place was not as like water damage. It was probably dusty, or there was probably dirt, like earth soil under here and all that stuff. But it was probably dry. Like nowadays, it's sort of like it's in bad shape. It's seen better days. So, all right. So here we go. We're out of the passage, and we are might be heading into the library now. Yeah, I think we might have, yep, we finally reached the library. But before I do that, I want to grab you.
This bust of Anubis was from Dad's Egyptian collection. He must have put it down in the basement for our little expedition.
Of course, the crowbar. More exploring.
Plans for adding electricity to the manor. Dad used to say his granny hated all the bright lights. There's a missing page.
And another Lord Croft recording.
Amelia left tonight. She packed her suitcase and walked right out of here, and I didn't even notice. Like those days in the Oxford Library before we even met. I just had my nose in a book, lost in my own world. I am such a fool. I have let my obsession with this damned ritual of long life rule my better judgment for far too long, and it may already be too late. How could I have not seen this coming? I've made this mistake over and over, always putting my research before my personal life. But it's never hurt like this before. I simply cannot live without her. If I have to give up this accursed quest that has plagued me for so long, then so be it. I am going after her, right now, tonight.
Probably from Atlas, she considered the option that was there, and she basically chose to accept it. Like, accept the option. Oh, this library's seen better days.
Dad's ledger has to be in here somewhere. Hopefully it has the combination to the safe.
Alright, so search the combination for the library. Search for the...
I always accepted that Richard's rather unorthodox research was just something I had to live with. But this time, the thrill of discovery has taken hold of me. I never imagined I could be drawn in this way. Richard cabled to tell me he's found the monastery. The symbol we deciphered in the scroll was the key to its location. I don't know if I honestly believe that this will lead to the fabled elixir of life, but I can't help but feel that a great secret awaits us there. My brother was threatening to shut down the expedition, but I managed to talk him down for the time being. Now I am going to meet Richard. I would bring Lara if I could, but she's still too young. She'll be in good hands with Winston, and when we return, her parents might just be a bit more famous.
I've created a clever little map for Lara's birthday expedition. I used the invisible ink Amelia picked up for me in Morocco so many years ago. At the time, I remember being so annoyed by that rather aggressive street vendor, but she just smiled in her sunny way and paid him without a second thought. I assumed it was just a tourist scam, but it actually works. Turns out it requires a very specific kind of vellum and a heat source to illuminate the ink after it's dried. It should prove a nice challenge for Lara to puzzle out.
You gotta be kidding me. You gotta be kidding me. No, no. Remember that heat lamp and the heat lamp just outside of Lord Croft's office? Oh. No way.
One of Winston's notes. He always hid sweets for me to find.
Chocolate cakes next to William Blake.
I remember this now. Each district in ancient Egypt had a symbol and a number. I always preferred these symbols to the actual number hieroglyphs.
Now, let me see. These two myths are referencing the same source material.
But where did I see this image?
Dad, I think it's this one, in the chapter on Egyptian districts.
Why, yes, I think you're right, Lara.
I remember the page with the illustration of Ra.
My goodness, you've been paying attention, haven't you? This could be an important breakthrough.
Does this mean I'm your research assistant?
That and more, my darling girl.
Takes me back. Those were good times. The best times. This was always one of my favorite books in this library. I used to trace hieroglyphs.
Alright, so goes into the invisible pocket that Lara carries. Alright, one more, another recording.
I've reached the monastery. As Roth predicted, it was hidden deep in the Himalayas. And now that I'm standing on these high stone walls, I am overwhelmed by the sheer beauty of the mountains that surround me. It is simply breathtaking. But what adds to their spiritual majesty is the truth of this place. The monks welcomed me, as is their way, but they seemed to expect me. They must have known someone like me would eventually come seeking answers. I know this is the place. They've conducted the ritual before. I have seen the evidence, the distinctive symbols carved into the floors, the art displayed on the inner chamber's walls. They've created the elixir before, and they will again if I can convince them. I sent Amelia a message straight away. I want her by my side for this discovery.
Dad was looking for an elixir. Was it the elixir of life?
Alright, so this might be the ledger here. No, wait, this is...
For God's sake, memorize the combination, you fool. Lara's expedition treasure. My favorite painting by Amelia. The day of our wedding anniversary.
Anubis. So I know what the first one is. It's Anubis. That's the head of Anubis. Painting of Amelia. My favorite painting by Amelia and the day of our wedding anniversary.
Okay, got to find those objects to figure out the combination to the safe. There's something else here. Took quite a tumble off of this old thing when I was a girl. Still feel it in the shoulder from time to time.
Based on how much tumbles you've taken in your life, I'm surprised you remember that. Based on how many high falls I took with you. Yeesh, it's disturbing. Aha! I was hoping that would work. She made good distance though, I gotta give her that. Alright. Alright, set up the ladder, and we'll call it a part here, and we will continue on with the next part as soon as we can. See ya!